Kobe Bryant looks as if he's ready to come back sooner rather than later. On Tuesday, he was at practice at full speed in 5-on-5 drills for the first time since rupturing his Achilles in April. Kobe's teammates said he looked better than expected, and while Kobe said he felt great, he also admitted he could see himself coming back by the end of the month.
Can you see yourself playing this month?
I saw myself playing today. So. yeah, I can.
All right. NBA analyst Tim Legler joins the desk. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
Good to have you. So what you see and hear, when do you expect Kobe to return?
Not by the end of the month. I mean, to me, it's a great sign, that clip that we saw of him working out.
Yeah.
And we say he's back full speed, but that was about 60% speed of what it's going to require to play in an NBA game, particularly the attention that he draws, what defenses do against him. End of the month would be incredibly optimistic. But the fact that he's even doing what he's doing now, 7 months after tearing his Achilles, is incredible to me. Because the players that I've seen deal with this injury, and even people just in a normal walk of life that I've known deal with this injury, to be back in 7 months, even working out to the degree he was yesterday, is incredible. But for him to really be effective the way he wants to play, it's going to take more than the end of the month. I said all along, Christmas would be optimistic. If he came back mid-January, that would still be great. To say end of November, December 1, just based on a little bit of a 5-on-5 half-court workout, I think that's a real stretch.
Are you leaning towards him not coming back at all this year?
No, not at all. Kobe Bryant's going to play this year. There's no question he's going to play, and I knew all along he would play. The thing with Kobe Bryant, and he did a very revealing interview about this a couple years ago, where he said, I'm not one of these guys who's going to stick around at the end of my career and average 18 points a game. That was with you. I always took that as a direct shot at Michael Jordan playing for the Wizards. That's kind of how I interpreted that comment. That's who Kobe Bryant is. He doesn't want to be another guy or a decent player. He wants to be great all the time. It's going to take a lot longer than a couple of weeks from working out a little bit with your team before you can be that guy. Now, having said that, the Lakers' leading scorers averaging 13 points a game. So Kobe could probably play on one Achilles and average 15 and be the leading scorer for this team. But is that all he wants to be? Or does he want to be more than that? Then I think it's, for me, Christmas would be the most realistic time frame for him to really have an impact on the game.
And by the way, Stephen A. Smith has said from the start he will return on December 20th.
He called
I believe that's when it's going to be, but I think he's aiming for December 1st. I don't think he'll be able to pull it off. I don't think it would be wise. Matter of fact, I'd advise against it, but he don't care what I think. I ain't a doctor, but I think Christmas Day would be ideal. I think he'll be ready to roll. And you're absolutely right. Kobe Bryant is not coming back to average 18, 19 again. As a matter of fact, his exact words to me is, you think I'm going to do that? Hell no. Those were his exact words. And he has maintained that position. Kobe Bryant does not want to be just another player. He's not going to tolerate it. His pride is elevated beyond comprehension, man. He's one of those dudes that refuses to give other folks the license to say he's average. He will walk away from the game before he allows that to happen. And he clearly doesn't believe that that's going to be the case. And so when you look at it and you look at some of the pieces that they have in place, yes, the Lakers are 2 games below 500. They're 5-7. They're not out of the mix. You see what I'm saying? You look at the Jordan Hill with the Pau Gasol, with the Chris Kaman. You look at the Nick Young, some of the young pieces that they have. Well, if you've got Kobe doing what he does with those other pieces in place in terms of the big boys, then you're just talking about using the other dudes for energy, but you use him to close. Yeah, Kobe can see himself doing that. Yeah. He can see himself doing that while averaging about 23 to 25 a game. So I look at it from the standpoint that I anticipate still that it's possible that he'll come back earlier. But to me, Christmas will be ideal unless he wants to come back earlier so he can explode on Christmas. You see what I'm saying? And use that the first couple of weeks leading into it as his personal training camp. Yeah. Unless that's the case, I still see Christmas.
While I agree with Tim Legler, this is the worst injury any athlete can ever suffer. It is always the most inexplicable injury because it happens how? You're just sort of moving by yourself and it just snaps. All that said, I have such supreme regard for Kobe Bryant and his supreme regard for his conditioning and his body. Silly me, I thought he would make it back for the first game. Again, we have seen what Adrian Peterson did in football with the knee reconstruction. We have seen what RG3 did, maybe to a fault, all in for week one. And at least he did play. He should have played in the preseason. I stand by that. But he did play the opener, and maybe it was premature. I just thought Kobe would be on a mission at age 36 to show the world I can be back for week one. I agree with you, Tim. That would have been miraculous to pull that off. Maybe he found out this is the one thing even Kobe Bryant can't beat. But I'm going to say this again because Kobe brought it up on The View. The donut line, did you see?
Yes.
Okay, I got to bring it up because it shakes me up when I hear Kobe Bryant talk about this. All I could do for 6 months was sit around and eat donuts. You don't have to eat donuts for 6 months.
You're overreacting.
I'm not. No, because it's Kobe Bean Bryant. That's why I'm not. And he has put on a few pounds.
No, he did.
Okay, he did. Well, okay.
He looked like he lost them.
He may have lost some. He may be losing.
Yep.
But why would
Lost
you do
some.
that?
He's got more to go.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to your body? I'm just going to throw this out. Last year, Tim Duncan had what I thought was his best ever all-around season. Now, he couldn't do some of the things he used to do. He was 36 last year. He made first-team All-NBA last year because what was the number one thing he did? He lost 25 pounds before the season. He was just getting flat-out heavy. And he's now lithe. He's now agile again. And he's lost even more this year at age 37. Kobe Bean Bryant is 36 years of age. You just can't tempt fate by putting on pounds. You know how this happens. So I'm just saying I'm slightly disappointed that he wouldn't just be fiercely committed to coming back sleeker than ever. I don't know. That's just me because you can still do a lot of things. You can go in the gym all you want with your Achilles. You can do all kinds of upper body things. You can do some other cardio things without using your leg. You can.
I think you're sleeping on Kobe. Kobe's the kind of guy that you truly, truly, truly have to measure what you're seeing when you see him. Meaning, when he steps out on the court, what are you looking at when he says, "I'm back"? You can't judge him before then because the man has spent an entire career taking care of himself. He knows what he's doing. And so what happens is, I know people like yourself with your Diet Mountain Dew is your only vice in the world.
It is.
You understand what I'm saying?
It's terrible.
You're crazy.
Or Tim Legler, Mr. Sex Symbol himself and all of this other. That's what his aspiration was. I used to work with him. I know this man. Okay, I'm trying to tell you, I know him.
I did not know that.
I haven't heard that expression.
Come on now. His wife's beautiful. You understand?
I agree.
She's got a good man, but you know what I'm saying, man. Here's the deal. I'm just telling you, I was the dude with the crunchberries. I was the dude with the dog. I know. I understand. Listen, man, it's hard, okay? It's hard to just veer away from that stuff when you don't have anything. Wait a minute. Yeah. I don't get to train. I don't have to do anything for months. I mean, if ever there was an excuse to eat some donuts and some cereal and all of that stuff, it would be that.
Almost as if he was
It would be that. So let's be light on them and relax and wait.
No, you know when the excuse is? When he quits. When he finally says, "I can't do this anymore."
See, I kind of agree with both of you from this standpoint. It's probably the first time in Kobe Bryant's entire life where he knew he couldn't. He wasn't playing anytime soon.
Right.
And he indulged in some things that he probably normally would. But I also agree with Skip in that weight gain at that age for a basketball player is difficult for your body to react to. So maybe it's not the Achilles, but maybe if he plays a little bit heavier in the beginning when he first comes back, maybe it's his knee, and now he's got swelling in his knee. Maybe it's his ankles, because the extra weight on your joints could be a problem.
Tim,
he's got more to lose.
He doesn't look like he lost the weight to you.
He lost some of it.
Like he lost
the first clip, when I saw the first clip of him jogging before a game a couple of weeks ago, I said to myself, wow. Because, he got a little bit of jiggle going.
Oh, you saw? Okay.
Then yesterday, he looked better than that.
Okay.
Now, he still is probably, if you ask Kobe Bryant, I bet he probably still thinks he needs to lose another 7 to 10 pounds.
Yep.
I bet you. Kobe would tell you that himself, how his body feels. One thing I will say, that workout we saw yesterday, that was literally about the pace of a glorified shoot-around.
Yeah.
So we have to understand what that was that we saw.
Right.
And Kobe knows that. Offensively, he can temper what he does. He's going to have to react defensively, change ends of the floor, and that's what he has to be ready physically to do. Offensively, you can adjust your game because you know what you can and can't do and figure out a way. And thank God for Kobe Bryant. He's got some of the best fundamentals this league has ever seen. Best footwork for a guard maybe in the history of the game.
Yep.
So he'll find other ways to score, but athletically, he's going to be a different player when he comes back.
All right, Legs, thank you. I didn't know you were a sex symbol. This is interesting.
Well, I thought you were going to say,
Worked in the
obviously,
gym. That's
you are
what
a
I
sex
mean by
symbol.
that.
I
Worked
thought
in
you
the
was going to
gym,
say.
take care of himself, take care of his body. He was fixated on that stuff. Still is.
Okay.
That's all I mean by that. It's all love. It's a compliment.
It's a compliment.
And I appreciate it coming from you, my man.
All right, we now need your